broadcast.
We are live now from the
Yeah.
SQL Turbo channel, today with a very special guest from Bulgaria. He is Boris Hristov, and he is at my side virtually here. Let me bring him through the screen. And he is Boris Hristov MVP from the PowerPoint area, and we have also some curious things to ask him, because it's not only PowerPoint, but he has secret skills that I want to ask. Thanks for accepting the invitation, Boris. I'm very happy to have you here, and we should be meeting in person on the previous month in London, but because of all the changes of the coronavirus, it was not possible to meet you in person. But on the next year, we will be shaking hands and having a nice conversation again. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to join. And yeah, I'm also looking forward to the 2021 Excel London Summit also. I think it will be a fantastic event. So.
Yeah, now it's 2021, not 2020. Yes.
Yeah, it's insane that we're talking about 2021 and not 2020. Wow. At the same time, we're recording this in May 2020. So it is what it is.
Yeah, I have the screen here with something about, let me put mine, because I have your video on Bulgaria Excel days, but let me before this is the MVP page. I'll let people from Brazil know you better from here to the agents, and you can talk more, of course. But guys, this is Boris from Bulgaria, and I see here that you were SQL Server MVP on the past, right? Tell us about this, because I was very curious about, firstly, when I saw your name on Excel event page, and I found out that your specialty was PowerPoint. This was calling my attention, because it's okay and extremely welcome to join forces with another software. But later I saw this here, and tell us about the SQL Server MVP, and how did you get there, and then how did you move to PowerPoint?
Yeah, so the story behind the SQL Server MVP and the shift to the PowerPoint MVP is, I would say, quite interesting, because my career started as a database admin, right? So I was a database person first. I was an IT guy, and I would say that still, even up until today, I'm still a bit nerdy. Let's go it this way. I really like IT. I like systems. I like this way of thinking, if you wish. I like the new technologies, all of that stuff. So I started as database admin. I worked for HP. I also worked for some project from Microsoft and some other companies. And because I was just passionate about the product SQL Server, I kind of spent a ton of time in it. I mean, I really spent a lot of time in it, because when you like something, it just absorbs you, right? It can take all of your time. However, I kind of mixed the technical knowledge that I got from both working and my learnings with public speaking, meaning that I spent, and every single time I heard somebody asking who is going to be our next speaker, or they were looking for their next speakers or presenters, I was always the first one to raise my hand. So I started sharing a lot of my knowledge in the SQL Server world with everyone, the community here in Bulgaria. And then afterwards, my first international trip was in Italy. I think I went first to Verona, then Hungary, then Austria, then London, then many other places. And because of all of those trips, and because I was running also my blog, I was participating in many things for free, because Microsoft are giving the MVP award if you have community activities. That's how I got the award. Of course, the first year when I have entered all of my community activities, I was declined the award because Microsoft always want, at least in my opinion, that happened with the PowerPoint MVP also. They declined the first year. They always want to see whether or not you are consistent, right? Whether or not this is not just 1 year, right? And you are going to continue to push and do all of those things for them. And on the second year, I did almost twice as much community activities, twice as many community activities. And so I would say that for them, they didn't have any more reason why wouldn't they accept me in the program. So that's how I went into the SQL Server world. I was 21, I think, when I got the SQL Server MVP award or something like this, 22 maybe. I got it for 3 or 4 years. Some people were joking that I was the youngest MVP of Microsoft or something, some strange things like this. And then the world changed a bit. And I was speaking a lot. I really love presentations. I mean, I don't know why that's happening, why that happened. I'm just fanatic. And I really wanted to understand every single presentation. I was constantly pushing myself to understand what makes a presentation a great presentation, right? And I was going into details that not that many people would go normally. So I got invited to speak for and deliver a webinar for a few of my friends in the US. I delivered that one, and then 2 or 3 months afterwards, I again started to receive those emails. Hey, do you know what happened? We tried what you said, it worked, we won that deal, or another person actually got promoted because of a presentation. And at that moment, I decided that this is kind of strange that I love presentations so much. And I was thinking, shouldn't I try to move that and convert that energy and passion into business, right? Can I do that? And so that's how the presentation agency 356 Labs and not 365, but 356 Labs actually started. We are here in the office currently, which is more or less empty, as you can imagine. And that's how it started. It's now 4 years. And 2 years after I started it, Microsoft awarded me with the PowerPoint MVP also. And I dropped the SQL Server MVP. That's a very important.
Because you have to be in one category, not two.
No, nowadays I think you can be in many categories. However, nowadays. Before that was not the case. Before you should be in just one. You cannot be an MVP for more than one. And now I think the rules changed and you can be in many. However, in order for you to be in many, that is not easy. Let's put it this way.
No.
And it is not easy at all. So I don't strive and I don't push to be in many categories. And the reason for that is not because of the effort, but also because I don't know anything else but presentations nowadays. I still receive questions related to SQL Server, and I always answer, hey, I haven't started a SQL Server instance in the last 4 years. So please don't ask me any technical question. I don't know anymore. Like, I really don't.
Cool. Let me put the a little bit your website here.
Sure.
So guys, this is from the website, the 356labs.com, and not 365 like the office. That is not office anymore.
It's not the same.
So this is from the portfolio. And I think it's amazing how do you put some simple design in a very good space, well balanced. Because if I want to make a presentation, I put lots of things inside a slide, and too much is hard. This is before and after. And this is,
by the way, very important. It is very important for you to mention here that, and for everyone who's going to listen to that this, what you are seeing here, is a document and not a presentation. So this is something that's being sent over email. That's why it has so much text. And this is very, very important. I think that if you open and if you find the portfolio project for Deloitte, you'll be amazed. I mean, there is there is one that's for Deloitte, for example, that's amazing.
Yeah, I have several kinds of projects from you here opened, and I think the Deloitte I closed, but all the projects that I saw, they are amazing. They are amazing. let's see if we could put on the screen later. But this here, for example, from the medicine, this was before, right? This is PowerPoint now.
Yeah, everything that you are seeing here is PowerPoint. Absolutely everything.
Oh, much better now. This is much better. Yeah,
I think so. The Microsoft event is also interesting. Yeah, there are a lot of things, but bear in mind that what you're seeing here is the effort of a whole team, right? So in our company, it's not me that's designing those slides anymore. I'm not a designer, and I have never been a designer. However, I just know a few principles that I applied in my technical talks that allowed me to create slides that are way better than the normal presentation out there. And you don't need to be a designer to do that. However, everything that you're seeing in the portfolio, those 20 projects that we just listed in the website, because this website that you are seeing was just announced, actually. It was under construction for 2 or 3 months. Our team spent countless, I would say, hours and a lot of work on this website. So now the portfolio that you see are actually presentations that were built by professional designers. And that's something that's very important for me to mention. I have a team of great designers here in the company working with us, and everything that you see there is professional design work.
Yes. I was looking to the About tab with the team, and it's very cool. You have even a dog.
By the way, she's here. She's here.
Yes. The mood enhancer.
She's here.
The mood enhancer. Yeah.
She's a bit sleepy right now, but otherwise she's very sleepy.
So cute. So cute.
Yeah, she's very sleepy. She's constantly sleeping.
Let me put just some names of companies that you are serving with your agents: the Deutsche Telekom, KPMG, Unicredit, Roche Publicis. Roche is famous here in Brazil. KPMG as well, and the Deutsche Telekom as well. But KPMG and Roche, we know, and they are huge. And so, well done. Congratulations for your agents. I will let you open your screen because you can talk better about the PowerPoint side, the work that you have been done, and then maybe I bring back something later with my screen. Okay.
If you can, it would be great if you can find the Deloitte portfolio, because I will be also.
Sure. Let me see.
It will be first easy for you to do that.
Sure. Let me see here.
I can also find it if you want. Oh, this is the one. That's the one. Exactly, that's the one.
Let's just wait for it to open. The banner. Yes. And let me hide this logo here. This is the one, Deloitte, Deloitte portfolio that I'm getting from the portfolio session of the site of the agents here. And so everyone who is watching now or live or recorded can access the website to see.
This is now a live presentation.
Oh,
this is a live presentation. This is truly, if you wait for here, you'll see that all of those are animated. We are showing some animated parts of the presentation here. Wow. So this presentation is truly something very, very special. And it achieved its goal very, very easily, I would say it this way. It was built for a very specific case. We'll probably be able to share on the 1st of June what exactly it achieved, but it is one of the most high-stakes presentations that our team worked on. I personally worked on the story of the presentation, meaning what the speaker was saying. And our design team, one of our designers did the visuals. And as you can see, the visuals are here. You should see a video. Yeah, exactly. And this is more or less the animations in action. You'll see them here. Yeah. If you click play, let's go on the play, because I don't think it auto plays. Yeah, so you see the movements here.
Yes.
Yeah.
I left loading a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, it may be a bit slow because of the internet connection, but overall, you get the grasp and understanding of how the presentation looked.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it's good because I'm a little bit far from the router, but now it's good. And wow, this is amazing because you use some simple pieces of design together, but it's simple but not poor. If I try to make something simple, it will be poor. But this is rich, colored. Yes. It's hard to do something like this because I only know how to do a very simple slide or a complex slide full of things that sometimes or several times they don't match. And here you have a visual that it's uniform. This is amazing.
Yeah, one of the main principles of design is consistency, right? So consistency across the colors, consistency across the fonts, consistency across the objects, the shapes, everything. So that's why you see it as one big thing, and it looks like it was built, and it looks like one big project, and not copy pasted elements from here and there and many other places. That's one of the principles of design. It's called consistency. Everything looks like it's part of one big whole. Yeah.
It is a very look more professional. More professional.
Absolutely, it looks more professional. And for that one, I think that you don't have to be a designer to achieve it. Of course, it will take you time to do it because it's not as easy as some people think it is, because many people prepare their presentations 1 hour before a talk or something like this. However, our quants don't do that, and at least we don't work for quants that want us to prepare something 1 hour before their talk. This thing that you are seeing here is, again, very, very critical presentation. Every single word, every single sentence, every single design element is carefully considered here. The design work only here took more than 40 hours of design work, of professional design work. This is, me and you cannot pull this off. Trust me. Like, if we try to do that, we won't be able to do it. Or if we manage to do it, we'll do it for 100 hours, right? Professional designer did that for 40 plus hours. And it's just very, very special project for a very specific case, obviously. But
40 hours to make the design by a professional.
Yes, only the design. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Because it has lots of study behind why the green or why the font. Everything.
Yeah, there are a lot of things. So just to give you a very interesting example, if you go back on the page and escape the video, that is to show you the maniacal focus of this story, because that is very interesting case, I think, for everyone who listens and who enjoys, let's say, Microsoft's presentations or Apple's talks. So if you stop here, where you see the first slide, can you go a bit down where the first animations are? So here, exactly here. So stay here. So if you look at this presentation here, there is something that's extremely, extremely interesting, I would say. Again, we're talking about maniacal focus in every single detail. So let me tell you what I mean by that, because I think that would be very.
Talking about what? Sorry, talking about.
So this is the maniacal focus in the detail, right? Every single detail is carefully considered. So let me give you an example of what it means when I say every detail is carefully considered. So if you look on the left-hand side, where you see the circle that's kind of building itself up, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Uniting.
So this one
coming from the outside. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So this slide, because I believe this is more interesting for the viewers than me showing you some things. This slide, for example, here is the psychology behind it. So we want our client, and you as someone who is presenting in front of an important audience, or the presentation is important for you, you want to tell the audience somehow that this presentation, the presentation that they're going to see in the next 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, or whatever, is going to be something that they haven't seen up until now. This is going to be something special. This is going to be something unusual. Because it's unusual and because it's something that's unexpected, this captures people's attention, right? Because when I don't know what's going to happen, I'm like, let's see, right? Now, the idea here is that this is the first slide that our quant is actually showing. Now, if you have presented in a corporate world, you probably know how most corporate presentations look, right? They don't look this way. Let's just put it this in this way. They don't look like this. So imagine what happens because he goes in front of a jury, right? In front of a jury, a few people that after the presentation are going to judge him whether or not he is going to be approved for a specific thing, right? That's what is at stake. So imagine what happens if you are in the jury. This person comes on and goes in front of you, plugs in his computer, goes in slideshow mode, and on his first slide, the slide itself has a very beautiful visual, and that visual is somehow building itself up, right? You see it visually because there is no way for you to miss it. There are some elements that are building themselves up. You look at this and you say to yourself, how many times have I seen a presentation like this?
Totally different.
I haven't. This is new. This is
unique.
New. And
very unique.
Very unique, very unexpected, very new. And that's why you are like, that is something that is going to be different. This person, if he spent the time to think about something like this, that means that he's special, right? There is something behind this, right? So that's what we wanted to achieve. He's not even speaking a word. Those elements that you are seeing here, they are building themselves and they are going to the circle for exactly the time that he needs after he connects his laptop and go in front of the jury. So they are taking 2 or 3 seconds, and we timed it to be exactly the time he needs to leave his computer and go in front of them. In the meantime, you see those blocks building, and he's not even saying you anything, but you already know that this is different, right? Yes. Every single time when you're looking at presentations out there, you will see at successful presentations and at top presentations, you'll be seeing such moments. You'll be seeing such situations or cases or things that the speaker says that are very unusual, very much new to you as the audience, that capture your attention.
Yes. Ligia is talking here. It's clean. She likes this visual here, and I was thinking about the covers that I put on my presentations. Usually I put my name and a photo that is me, and they already know, they already expect that I will be there talking something. So maybe it's time to change this. It's very interesting the way how this case started the presentation.
So let me give a very practical advice to everyone. Okay, just give me a second. So let me show you something. So just a second. So here it is. So if you are, I was a technical person, right? I was not a designer, and I'm not a designer at all. However, if you see the presentation at Excel Days, you will see that my slides are very different than the normal slides of the other speakers. The reason why that happened is because I was exposed to one single book that completely changed the way I think about slides. So
let me write down. Yeah.
The book is this one.
Oh,
this is the book. It is by Gar Reynolds. It has 3 editions. This is the newest one, right? Number 3.
Gary Reynolds.
Yeah. Let's take a look. So here is the first one, right? Gar Reynolds. That's the first one. Then you have the second. It's a bit old now.
Presentations and
then you have
design.
Yeah. Presentations then by Gar, double R, not Gary, but Gar. You see?
Gar. Oh, okay. Because it was shaking Gar. Okay.
Yeah. This book, I think, is a must read. It's just a must read to everyone who is not a technical person, but who wants to build and understand how to build beautiful slides. Just take a look inside. Just take a look.
Oh, amazing, amazing.
So the main idea, let me tell you how I used that book. The main idea of this, and by the way, I don't even know Gar. I'm really looking forward to meet him at some point in the future. I can show you other great books in regards to presentation design that I think that you have to see. No worries about it. I just say that this book is, the way you use it is extremely simple. Extremely simple.
Mm-hmm.
You open that book, and the first read of the book is you just look at the visuals, right? Just the pictures, nothing else, just the pictures. You look at the pictures, and when you see them, you actually see that if you really carefully think about it, you'll notice that you probably would say to yourself, wait a minute, I can actually create this. This is a picture and a text box on the left-hand side. Why don't I just copy-paste the idea, change the picture, change the text, because my text won't be on those slides, and let's see what happens, right? And when you see 100 different pages, 100 different options, let me just show you one more. 100 different options, take a look. Let's go this way. See? When you see that, like you are going to say, wait a minute, what is this? What is this? This is a picture, right? This is a picture. There is a shape on top of it, right? This is the white thing. This is a white rectangle, right?
Yes,
this is a white rectangle that was afterwards, once it was created, if you right-click on this, if you right-click on the rectangle, you can create the transparency to be 70 or 80%, because if you look at it, it's a bit transparent.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
And then inside of it, there is a text box. That's how the slide was built. And take a look at how it looks. So if
it looks so good. Yeah.
It looks so good, right? So you don't have to be a designer to make beautiful slides. Of course, it takes time. Of course, it takes effort. Of course, you need to understand what is consistency, what are fonts, what is alignment, how to use pictures, where to find them, all of those things. But all of that is already public information. Like, you don't need me or our agency or agency like us to build presentations like this. People come to us for something that's super important, super critical, and they need expert advice, right? That's where when they come to us for the normal presentation.
A short time.
Not always in the short time. We don't accept projects that are for short time normally. But yeah, obviously we had such, but that's more very, very rare, I would say it this way. It's very rare. But yeah, again, if I have to recommend something for a person who is not designer, I mean, easy, just easy.
Yeah, I'm asking again because of the time, because clients tend to want everything. This is easy. Give me that. Give him that for tomorrow. And this is good to I like the way that how you react, and not short time, because we as professionals have to sell the things that are feasible. And if we think that the time that the client wants something, and this can be a PowerPoint or a spreadsheet or a program, doesn't matter. But if they try, and we say, okay, this can kill us because we don't have time to prepare the thing in the level that we be proud of deliver. So I like your reaction, because we talked this before, and I'm using the same point again, and I like the way how you react about this, because we have to be professional.
I don't. Our company doesn't. We're in such a position, let's put it this way, that we don't need and I believe that everyone should strive for that. We don't accept projects that we are not willing to sign under afterwards, right? The only work that we produce is work that we, and I mean everyone in our team, would be proud of, right? I don't want to be scared or ashamed when I go on the streets and someone say, "Hey, did you do that presentation?" It's absolute crap. I don't know how people are paying you. We don't do anything like this. And if we see any risk of us not achieving what we want to achieve, we have various ways to address this, to not accept the deal, to do many things.
Yeah, excellent. I'm seeing the presentation on the Bulgaria. Let me put on the screen because they are not seen, but I can see.
Let me just find something else in the meantime.
Let me put this back here on the screen. This is from the Bulgaria Excel Days, the event that I was talking before with the audience. And tell us about this. How I know because I was watching before, but tell them what was the content that you delivered to this amazing event. It was on the last year, so it is extremely recent. So it's fresh content. Tell us about this presentation and what can people expect from a PowerPoint MVP in an Excel event showing all this kind of
that is kind of strange. By the way, before I show you that, if we have to recommend books,
sure. Let me put you on full screen so everybody can see.
This one, also a great book. Fantastic book by our colleagues at the US, Duarte. They're also a presentation agents. They're one of the best, if not the best, with my hand on my heart. They are kind of competition, you can say, but I would say they're the best. These guys are really great at what they do.
Nancy Duarte, right?
Yes, yep. And then this one, I think, is also a very interesting book to see, right? That one is also, again, those 3 books, if you can buy them and just go through them, will completely flip the way you think about how you design your presentations. Great books, all of them. This one is a Big Fish Presentations, is another presentation agency. So our colleagues, again, great stuff in the book. And again, if I have to recommend them in an order, presentations and design first, Slideology second, Big Fish presentations third. So back on the question for the Bulgaria Excel Summit and Excel Days, actually. So what I showed them, and by the way, this video is completely free, so everyone can check it out and see it by themselves. What I'm showing them is, first, I did a quick recap of Bulgaria Excel Days 2018, right? So I first showed what tricks I showed in the previous year, and then I went and showed a few more tricks. So what I showed them is, for example, how do you animate a table? Because when you take an Excel table and you want to animate it, normally what happens is that the whole object animates itself as one big object. You cannot show, for example, row by row, right? Or column by column, for example. You cannot do that. It's very complicated. And I show a very quick trick that you can see in the video of how you can actually animate a table. It's by copy-pasting it as a special object. You see it in the video, and then ungrouping the newly created object twice. Not once, but twice. That's very important. You have to ungroup the newly created object twice. That is something that I showed there. Another thing that I show here is what you're showing actually right in this moment is another really cool technology that's called Morph. If you are running Office 365 or Office 2019, Morph is something that you have to know about. There is no question about it. If you have this tool in your hands already, if you're an Office 365 subscriber, you have it in your hands. And every single animation that you can see in the portfolio in our web page, every single thing that you just saw in this recording is actually created with the help of Morph. What's even cool, I think, is that in this video you also see how I also use Morph to animate charts, which is very, very cool, because what you end up having is, for example, bar charts that are moving like they use the wipe animation, this very slow animation, but it's not wipe, it's smoother, right? It looks like you are opening a Power BI dashboard. It looks very, very smooth. So it is super fancy. It's very easy to build. Again, with the help of Morph, you just copy, you create a chart, you ungroup it, and once you ungroup it, it becomes shapes, right? The bar charts are actually shapes. And then once they become shapes, this is, by the way, crazy. Also, this is also Morph. Once it becomes shapes, you can now utilize Morph, make the shape smaller, let's say, click Morph, and it will actually make it smaller. And it will make it in a very smooth way. So this is also something that I showed. I also showed that 3D is evil. Every single time when people are using 3D charts, I cry, right? That's how it goes. I really hope that Microsoft are going to kill those charts at some point, but let's see how it goes. There are many reasons why 3D is problematic, let's put it this way. Most of the times you want to be sure that you don't use 3D because it may not be as easy. And you can see the movement, by the way, of Morph here. So you see how smooth they are. So chart shapes
I'm
Morph
writing
exactly
down the process here, because they can capture the essence of the idea. But of course, I recommend to everyone to see the video that I'm putting the link. You just copy and paste from the chat on YouTube, and for the others who might be looking through the LinkedIn, I'm going to copy and paste there as well after we finish the conversation. So I recommend to everyone, even Portuguese speakers who maybe person who doesn't understand English at all, we can follow the steps by looking and trying to follow in
just
our
look at the
computer.
screens. I mean, just look at the screen. Absolutely. So the 3D, the animation of tables, the animation with the help of Morph of charts. This one here that you see, the simplification of tables, I showed actually how normally tables look in PowerPoint and in Excel. And then I showed the audience what professional designers do and how they approach tables when they have to design a beautiful table. So it's not me telling you, hey, do this. It's professional designers that I look on a daily basis when they work for some of the biggest companies in the world, and what they do for their presentations, so that when we present tables, they're as easy to consume and as easy to understand as possible. So I kind of showed what our team is doing every single time when they approach a table. They remove all the color. They simplify, you see afterwards, for example, they remove all the color. They remove all because professional designers will tell you, and by the way, good professional designers, that's very important. Good professional designers will tell you that will ask you the question, what is the most important thing in a table? Normally, people should say the data, right? If the data is the most important thing in the table, then why do we put so much color on top of it, right? And so much visuals on top of it, when that's not the focus, right? So that's why the first step exactly. So that's why the first step that they're always taking is to remove the color from the table. Then what they're going to do is they're going to simplify the borders. They're going to remove any border that's not needed. And for any border or for any grid line that's needed, they are going to make it in a color such that it will almost disappear on the slide. It's still there. It still separates the columns or the rows so that you can lead your eye and see the value, but it's almost invisible. Not only they're going to use dark gray for black background and light gray for white background. If you can imagine light gray on a white background, it will almost disappear, right? This is again Morph, by the way. So yeah, this is the alignment.
Yes, very cool. I was trying to see the line. It's possible to see. It's the limit of the possibility of what we can see and what we cannot see.
Yeah, it is yeah, it is very light. It is almost not there. However, you see it's there, right? You see it's there, but it's not something that captures your attention that much. It just serves its purpose, and that's what we're aiming to do here. And from there, they're going to simplify a lot. They're going to remove anything that's not needed. They're going to play with the alignment of the text. There are a lot of things that you can see in this video, I would say, that will help you kind of understand what a professional designer does when they're building a table, when they want to build an effective table. And then after this trick, I showed something else that's, I believe, very interesting nowadays, that's related to accessibility, meaning how do you build charts and graphs which are accessible, right? Which someone with some visual impairment or something like this can understand, because that's also becoming more and more important. Yeah, that one. I speak at Microsoft Ignite, and for example, at Microsoft Ignite, you have to be really prepared that in the audience there may be someone with some type of disability, and you cannot exclude that person, right? He's still there. He's equal to everyone, so he or she needs to understand the content in the same way as everyone else. So how do you design charts, which are, for example, here I show for color blindness. This is something that I showed during the presentation. So I showed them, hey, take a look at this chart. How do you know which is expense and which is revenue now, right? If you have color blindness, you have no clue. Right?
This is excellent because this is from Windows. So I was watching this before, and so I know. But for the people that are looking now and never saw this, think on this question. We are not changing anything inside PowerPoint. So if you can do this to see a PowerPoint presentation, you can do the same to see your dashboard or even a video. You are making something for a video, and you are going to show something on the camera. You can try this if it's recorded, of course, but this is a filter that Boris is applying on Windows setup. So you have to see the video to find how do you find this inside your Windows 10. This is very helpful. And Ligia was telling here that some of the tricks.
She by the way said something interesting here. If you look at below, she wrote data story too. I love Nancy Duarte. Well, we know that.
Let me put you on the screen solo again.
Yeah, so that book is I will just put it this way. Let me be on the record for that one. Again, Duarte are a presentation agency located in the US. They build some of the biggest and most important presentations in the world. If you have to think about it, they're our competition, right? Let's put it this way. However, in our world, in the presentation space, I would say that everyone is one big thing, and we're a community, right? Because we're just so few around the world that I don't even feel that we are a competition at all. So jokes set aside, I was talking with one of our designers before I joined the call, and she was showing me a few slides related to data visualization and things like this. And I said to her, because she recently joined the team, that when we bought that book, when we bought it, I said to her, listen, when we bought this, I somehow thought that this book cannot be that impressive. Right? I was not expecting it to be something crazy special, right? And then I said to our designer, however, I then read it, and I read this for a day. By the way, if you look at I mark some things in the book like this.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of ugly, but that's how I roll. And it's my book, so I can do whatever I like. So I would say I cannot have more respect for the team, Duarte and Nancy, for pulling this up. This book is one of the best books on visualizing data that I have ever read. And if you want me to bring up books, I can bring a lot. Trust me. I'm really amazed by the work that's been put in this book. It is truly something that you have to see and that you have to read if you are presenting data at any point in the future. Those books, just those two books, the Zen and the Data Story, are just such a crazy combo that even in a time of crisis, you have to go to Amazon or whatever you are buying your books from and just order those books, because that knowledge that you are going to gain from those two is something that will make you feel way more confident in the upcoming months and years. So hands down, one of the best two books on the market right now.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you very much. I was looking here that we have reached that time that we agreed before, because I know that you have a very precious time, and this is also a very special contribution for everyone who is watching us, because you are totally right. We are in a crisis time, and we cannot be stuck without making any kind of investment in our education. We have to get this moment. We are at home most of the time, so we pay for a course, online course, or we buy a book, but we have to improve our skills, and this is one of the ways of improving. We can watch the YouTube videos, we can buy books, and when we get a recommendation from a person who is very experienced like you, this makes even more special because it's curated. You had to read bad books to discover that you have here and here good ones. So I have to thank you very much for
I have
this.
a lot of bad books also that I can show, but I don't think it's right or ethical anymore.
Yes. Yes, thank you very much. And let me put on the screen your team here, because you are talking about the team, and this is all the team, including the dog. But here you find the designers, people who are watching us now. Find more about Boris on the website of his agents, and just look for 356labs.com. In this order, you can find here also here on the banner. Much better to write down right now. You are watching live or you are watching recorded, just visit the website, because they have a blog and also a podcast. I would like to have much more time to hear about the other works like this podcast and also the blog, but people, you can access the website right now and find by yourself to improve even more your content and your skills.
Do you expect a lot of new things in the website, by the way? Even though we just launched it, a lot more things are coming up until the end of this week. So I would highly advise you to double check this website again on Friday evening, because you may be surprised what you will find there. And let's just put it this way, you're going to be able to download it. And it's it's not one thing, but a lot of things. So I will just put it this way, because it's not that dangerous anymore. You are going to see a new button in the menu that's called Resources. And in this button, you will find some incredible things, also related to Morph, also related to how you yourself will be able to build better presentations, cheat sheets, a lot of things that we designed in the last 1 year, and we designed them, by the way, for our corporate clients, which we train on various topics related to presentations. We are going to share them completely for free now on our website. So take a look at them. I think you not only enjoy them, you love them, because they are just phenomenal, really. Like, our designers spent insane amount of time building them for our clients, and now we're going to make them accessible on the new website for everyone to reach. So take a look. Again, it's not public. I'm sorry, it's not public, but on Friday until the end of this week, which is May 11th, so May 16th, after May 16th, if we are following our plan and our project management is running well, you should see a new button on our website. That's true.
Okay, thank you very much.
Sure.
I will leave you with the final words before I press the end button, so you can save them, your final words. But before, I have to thank you again. Thank you very much for accepting this. It was even better than expected, and you see the time. We passed the 45 minutes that you told before, because it's a really pleasant conversation. I will leave you with the final words. Let me put you on full screen, and thank you very much. It's with you. You will be ending this video now, and thank you again.
Okay, so my final words will be this. Everyone who is going to see this, please understand that you have to care for each and every presentation that you are going to deliver. And the reason why that are, I would say, 3 things. The first one is that every single time you're presenting, you go on stage with your name first, your brand. So think about what impression you want to leave people with. What do you want them to talk and say about you afterwards? Every single presentation is a moment where you build your brand. So I hope that you want the audience and the people around you to speak good things for you. So make sure you prepare well. The second thing is the opportunities that you get. You never know who is going to be in the audience, right? So if you deliver a great presentation, you never know what's going to happen. You just never know. Same is if it's vice versa. If you deliver a bad presentation, you never know what you can lose. And the third reason why you care is time. People gave you their most precious asset, their time. So respect their time and give them your best, right? Your main goal is, after that presentation ends, your audience have to leave the room and say to themselves, hey, if I was able to go back in time, I wouldn't change my decision. I would again come and listen to this person. Okay? 3 reasons why you need to care about each and every presentation. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us, or for listening, watching this, and I hope to see you soon at some point.